Hello everyone, it's your girl Bad Luck Kitty, or you can call me Kitty. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been crazy, y'all. Listen, it's been crazy. My phone has been missing for 12 days. At the same location. So so let's start with some housekeeping rules. A few housekeeping rules. Housekeeping rule number one, there will be no "this is why I don't live in Mexico" or Mexican slander, because there are bad people everywhere. My phone was stolen out of my pockets at Coachella a couple years ago, and another time my phone was taken out of my bag on the train in LA. So there will be, I'm just not gonna have it, right? There's people that do shady shit everywhere. Okay, so we just gonna start by that. Two, I'm going to post pictures just to kind of share the story and the timeline. I am going to scrub out as much of the information I can, and I did a screenshot of a screenshot so no one can geographic pull up anything. But do not go over people's houses doing anything foolish, because I don't even know why I have to make this disclaimer, but people are just like that. So I'm gonna make that disclaimer, okay? So let me tell y'all the story. Okay, so on April 9th, which was Easter, we went to a backyard barbecue swim day with some friends, and me and the girls got together. The kids just swim, had a good time, played. It was late. It was late, and I was tired because we went to Cine Blanca the night before and stayed out and had a good time there. So fast forward, we were tired, baby was tired, so we came home, and that's where this timeline begins. So we took a Didi, which is like Uber. All right, so we took a Didi, got home at 9:19, got in the house, and immediately I realized, like, oh shit, where's my phone? And I didn't have it. So I did find my phone, and I guess it was pinging on the last address that I was at, which was my friend's house. I called the Didi, go back over there. It's not there, but then I'm looking, I'm like, whoa, it's at another address. So friend takes us to that address, and it was like, we get there and they're like, no, it's not at that address. So it's some apartments or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm gonna just have to wait until tomorrow. Okay. So all night I'm up watching my phone ride around in this Didi, y'all. All night I'm seeing my phone ride around, pinging different locations on this Didi until 2:23 a.m. on April 10th. That's where the story really begins. 2:23 a.m. It stops at this address, and it says it's offline, which means that it's dead. My phone was dead. But if you know about the new iPhones, you can still trace them up to 24 hours wherever they are last pinged at. So I'm thinking that the Didi is at the Didi's driver's house. Is it, yada yada yada, whatever. So all day I'm trying to get into my Didi account. I can't get into it. I finally get in contact with Didi driver. Didi driver's like, I don't have it. Yada yada yada. XYZ LMNOP. But with Didi, they send you an email. On that email, it has the Didi driver's information, his name, one of his names. It'll have his license plate number, and a picture, right? So I'm like, bro, like, if you got my phone, you got my phone. I go over there. I'm like, I'm just gonna go get my phone. I'm just gonna go get my phone. So I go over there, and no one's at home. And it's because I probably picked the worst time of the day to go on this adventure at that point. No one's at home anywhere on this whole block. Nobody's at home. Some kids are like, oh yeah, we know that guy. He lives at this house, right? Y'all listen, this story is crazy. He lives at this house. I'm like, oh, okay, he lives at this house. So we're like, okay, I'm like, shit, I'll come back another day. Well, then the phone goes offline. So I'm like, I feel like kind of lost. Like, okay, I'm not gonna get my phone back. Well, the next day, April 11th at 5:53. So now we're on Tuesday, right? Phone goes missing Sunday night. Now we're on Tuesday afternoon, 5:53. I get a notification that my phone has been turned on. Now, I put my phone in lost mode, and I sounded the alarm, right, to help me find my phone, right? It's at the exact same address that it was at where it stopped moving. right? So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just call police right now because apparently, you know, people playing in my face. I don't like that, right? So I was like, you know what I'm doing? I'm just call police. I call the police. 3 police cars pull up and 5 officers for a lost cell phone. They get my information, so I'm showing them all. I'm like, this is name, da 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 da. This is the address because it popped up with the exact address for me to go to, right? So I'm like, this is the name, this is the address, this is the, you know, da 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 da. And it was like, okay, cool. So that's on April 11th, 6:30 p.m. Right? I did the police report. I gave them the address. I gave them the Uber driver's information. Yada yada yada. Right? So I don't hear anything. April 12th at 5 o'clock afternoon, my phone goes offline. But in between that time, I discover I cannot get into any of my bank accounts. I can't access some of my email. I cannot like literally everything required secondary authentication through my phone number, and I was screwed. I had to send like verification to get access to my Wise app. I had to send a thing for my verification with a picture of my passport as well for Capital One. Like, I mean, it was a headache. However, I still did not have access to my primary accounts, y'all. Like, it was crazy. But thankfully, I had opened up an account here, so financially we were okay here or whatnot. However, I was thinking like, you know, it's about to be time to pay rent and all. Everything's about to come due, and I had to mail in a verification to USAA because their online was not working. So shout out to my sister, love you sister. I know she watched this video. She went ahead and took care of all that and sent it. I sent it to her, and then she went ahead and certified mailed it to them so that they could get it. However, it's just getting there. So I haven't even been verified. It says take 1 to 3 business days for them to verify. So anyway, so I decided on April 13th, right after the 12th when I lost track. I said April 13th. I said, you know what? I'm about to just pull up on them at 5 in the morning. Ain't nobody got nowhere to be at 5 in the morning. I'm gonna just be sitting out. I'm gonna just sit outside their house and wait for them to go wherever they gotta go or do whatever it is they gotta do. I'm gonna be just sitting there waiting on them. 5 in the morning. I hired a driver. I let the driver know what's up. I said, hey, I'm just gonna go over there and I'm gonna just sit. And that's what we did, only to discover, because it was Santa Semana, which is like the Easter holiday. They're off for like 2 weeks. That neighbor said that they saw them leave to go on vacation. I was like, what? What you mean on vacation? How you gonna go on vacation? You got my phone. But it made sense because it was Tuesday afternoon when the neighbor said that they left. So if they left on Tuesday afternoon, then they wouldn't have my phone on. So then my good heart starts coming back in, and I'm thinking, oh, well, maybe they plugged the phone up and they realized it wasn't their phone or something, because, you know, it could look alike. You know, phones look alike. Me and my friend, we got our phones look alike, and she's constantly picking up my phone, or I'm tapping her phone, and so it makes sense. And I'm thinking, well, maybe it was an accident. So when they come back, I'm gonna get access to my phone. So I said I'm gonna pull up on Sunday. Well, I didn't, because the phone number was plugged up again. So I just was like, you know what, I'm gonna just move on. I'm gonna just cut my losses. I learned to be more mindful. I'm always getting on my daughter about, you know, make sure she has all her things. I'm gonna do the same thing. It was a life lesson, right? However, last night there I was in my bed, cozy, asleep, and I wake up this morning and I got a notification on my phone about my iPhone. And I'm thinking, I don't know. It's early morning, so I had brain fog. I wasn't even thinking. And I went on, and then something just clicked. Find my iPhone gave you a notification. So I get on my phone, on my laptop, and I type it. And my phone pops up at the exact same address again, y'all. I was just like, okay, so now you just playing with me. So I wake my baby. I'm like, wait, get dressed. I was like, just get dressed, brush your teeth, put on some shoes. And then while she was downstairs, she was like, okay. I was like, we're going to get my phone right now. And I was like, go eat something. Go eat. Because she's not a good person. She is like, go eat some Eggos. Go eat some. Go eat some. Just eat something. I don't care. You gotta eat something. She was like, she was still half asleep. I said, you have to eat. You have to eat something, because I don't know how long this is gonna be. I was prepared to sit there. I was gonna listen. I was going to sit there all day if I had to. I told her, I said, baby, I will sit here all day if I have to. And don't ask me what was in it, because I had already gone through the stages of grief over this phone and my mishap and being irresponsible. But something told me today I was going to sit there if I had to. So I got there. Thankfully, it was the shaded area. We sat there, and I was like, okay, you know what? We gonna figure this out. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call the police, right? So I called the police, and thankfully I get somebody, and I told them I speak a little Spanish. Is there somebody that speaks English to help? And he was like, oh, I speak English. I was like, oh, come on now, 911. The line, it was aligning. Things were aligning this morning, because the last time I called 911 for the police, I had to do it 100% in Spanish. It worked out. However, my nerves were so high because I was there and I had my baby with me. And it's a different level when you expose and you have your kid with you. And I was there and I had my baby with me. I felt so exposed, and I was just like, I was on next level, y'all. So I told them, I said, okay, we'll have somebody out. Well, at the same time, come on, y'all, the universe was working. At the same time, a Didi book pulls up and was like, are you so-and-so? And I said, no. Now, the house I'm at, it's an empty house. That house is under construction. Only thing that's in there is some dogs, some really cute dogs. They're so sweet. I think they're nice. I'm telling you, I think them dogs would eat us. But they were inside. We was outside. So he was like, no. He was like, oh, no, it's that house. The exact same house I was there stalking. So I stopped just prior to that house. And I was like, What? So I went up to him. I said, what's the name? And he told me the name. I said, okay. I went on ahead and just take note of that. Got a name now, right? So I'm sitting here, and this work van had been there the whole time, right? So the neighbors told me that they were workmen or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, that's who live in the house. So they're there and they do construction and they work on the house, but they're not always there. So I was like, okay, it makes sense, right? Makes sense. So, things started adding up. So we sat there. So at that point, I saw movement inside. And so the Diddy driver, he points and he says, oh, he's right there. I said, you speak English? A little bit. I said, oh, okay. So I guess finally he got to the point, because I'm there, y'all. I got my laptop out. I got my laptop, my phone. I done plugged up my baby's phone. I got my Wi-Fi connected. I'm going to get this phone today. I don't know if he had been bold enough and had just came out and got in that car with the Diddy. In my mind, I was prepared to tell my baby, come on, like snatch my baby up and jump in that car and with that Diddy too. I'm telling y'all, I don't know why, but that's where I was at this morning, right? I was life on the edge. Don't ask me why. But anyway, so let's go on. So he's like, oh, I was like, and I told him, I said, I lost my phone and it's here. And he was like, it's here? And I'm like, yeah, está aquí. And he was like, oh. I was like, yeah. So I told him, I was like, it's an iPhone 12. Oh, okay. I said, okay, it's okay. I said, the police are coming. He said, oh. He has this moment, like, and you can just tell, y'all. I don't know if it's like my mama senses. You can just tell. He was like, oh, okay, like, oh, I found it's your phone. My bad, girl, I've been looking for you. It was like, so then miraculously he goes inside. And so then the Diddy driver is looking at me like, he said, I understand what you're saying. He was like, your phone is in there. I was like, I don't know. I say, so I showed the Diddy driver my phone. He said, yeah, your phone is here. He says, I won't leave. I said, thank you. He said, I won't leave. I'll wait for the police. I said, okay. And so then the guy had already went back inside and the police pull up, right? And so I'm standing there. So the first police officer that pull up does not speak English. The first two, but I'm telling them, and they're like, oh, okay. So then the other guy goes over there. So then the driver in the Diddy car, he's telling them what we talked about. And he was like, her phone is there. And he was like, show me your computer. And I said, okay. So I showed him my computer. He was like, oh, your phone is here, right? So then at that point, the whole body language changed. He was like, oh, okay, we're gonna get your phone for you. I'm like, appreciate you. So then the guy comes back out, he brings my phone, get my phone, and I immediately plug it into my computer. And as soon as it pops on, it starts. Y'all know that annoying lost iPhone sound. They did a good job picking that sound out, right? And it's just going off. But where we're at, like I said, the house is under construction, so it's just echoing. It's just echoing. It's louder. It's louder. It's louder. And it says it's something like 8 minutes or something. Your phone has been disabled because clearly he had been punching the passcode, trying to crack the phone. I'm like, you sitting up here just listening to this annoying ass sound, trying to crack this phone, right? I'm like, come on, bro. So my phone was we had to wait, right? So we're there, and like the phone is just going off, and so the second group of police officers pulled up, and they was like, "That's your phone." So I just showed the officer. He spoke some English, some Spanish. He spoke Spanish, but some English. And I showed him or whatever, and I was like, it's loud, right? So we just sat there, and we let it go off, and he said, when it stops, sign in. Okay, I said, okay. So we sitting there, and so then the guy was like, oh, you got your phone back. He trying to leave. They were like, no, you going to hold up, right? And so then he tells a story, and I'm listening to him. He said he found my phone in a Diddy last week. And he had been trying to contact, he plugged it in last night for the first time. And he was trying to contact me this morning. Who he called? Who did he call? Y'all, listen, on the iPhone, when your phone is lost, and you put it in lost mode, you can't do anything except call the number that's put in, which just so happened to be my phone number. I have a screen recording, and I'll show you right here. Like when my phone was in lost mode, I can't access my phone. I can only access my phone through the app to take it out of lost mode. Other than that, I couldn't even use my phone. I can't even put my passcode in to disable lost mode or anything. I have to log back into the iPhone app to disable my phone. So again, like I said, I'm out there with my laptop or whatever, I'm doing it, and I get into my phone. But at this point, I'm also listening to them take his information. He's a 19-year-old, and I'm gonna say kid, even though I know some people gonna be like, he's a grown man. A 19-year-old kid from Tijuana. He comes down here and he works doing construction. So the house next door, which I really didn't pay attention to, is a new construction house as well. And he lives next door. There's a work van always parked out front, and everything. And he's living there doing construction and working here in Merida. And I hear him, and the police officer basically just tells him, he was like, this could be bad for you, right? And at that point, even though I'm so happy, even though I'm so mad, even though I am pissed as hell because I've had to do things like to find workarounds to everything or whatnot, didn't know if I was gonna have to make a trip back to the state. I did not know what the future held for me because so much relied on this damn phone. And it is crazy that so much is tied to one phone, which I won't do again. I'm about to divide, half gonna be to one phone, half gonna be to another phone line. So, and then finally the translator, because at this point they identify, yeah, buddy, that ain't your phone. And they know, the police officers know the process, because they told me when they came the first time, they was like, oh, okay, well just, turn the alarm on. And I was like, it's not, it's offline now. They turned it off, right? And they were like, oh, okay, right? So the police know the process to recovering iPhones. I'm pretty sure petty crime is really the big crime that's here. So of course they know how these situations go. And so then the translator shows up, because I have to do an official statement at this point before anybody leaves. And then the Didi driver is like, well, he took your phone. He knew he had your phone. I have, again, the screenshots y'all been seeing throughout this video. Them the same screenshots I showed the police, right? Like, they knew. He could have been hemmed up over a phone, because the phone, price value wise, is high enough for him basically to lose it all, right? So he was like, okay. So I just let it go or whatever. And the police, they like paid him back. They were like, you're lucky. They told him that. They said, you're lucky, right? And he looked, when I tell you it's hot outside, we was all sweating. I was sweating, baby was sweating. We was all sweating. We had to come in and take a shower. We was sweating. When I tell you, it looked like he had drenched through his clothes at this point. He knew he was going up the creek, but I didn't. I did not do it. I hope that it's a lesson learned. I hope that he takes this opportunity to not do nothing like that again. If he find a phone, leave it where it's at. Hand it to the DD driver. Whatever it is, hopefully it was a lesson learned. If not, you know what I'm saying? Karma always spins the block. I mean, that's all I'm saying. Karma always spins the block. So that's the story of me pulling up to get my phone. Technically, it was lost, but it was stolen once he knew it was not his phone. I lost my phone. I was irresponsible and left my phone in the Diddy. I 100% take accountability for that, right? When he did not call me, when he had the opportunity to call me, when he did not do that, that's when the phone became stolen. And I'm gonna stand on that. That's something he gotta live with. So I know this video was very long. I want to tell the story. I probably ain't gonna tell the story too many more times because I just really want to just move on. I'm so happy now. I was able to log in and do all the things that I needed to do. Y'all don't even understand. I'm telling you, it's very stressful, okay? But I have my phone back now. Please don't think I'm about to respond to these. I got like 1,000 and something. Like, listen, I ain't about to respond to all these messages. I'm just gonna have to swipe and delete on a lot of people. I'm gonna have to clear all and then go through at my leisure and respond. But I now have my phone back. That is the story. Again, there will be no Mexican slander. There will be no marital slander. There will be no slander of the person who took the phone knowingly. That's the only person that can get slandered. But other than that can get talked bad about, other than that, we just gonna move on. You can also talk about me for being forgetful and leaving my phone in the car. I'll take that too, all right? And it is what it is. I thank you all for watching my video. I hope I didn't leave anything out. I hope not. And thank you for watching my video. Please like, comment, share, subscribe if you have not already subscribed. Until the next one, bye.
You know just what you do to me. Play my emotions like a pair of puppet strings. Did it ever occur to you my heart's more